Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Gigabyte Dota Masters Tournament. My name is Triumph-Man, and we're casting with absolute legends gods tonight. And tonight we're watching Ritter on the Radiant side up against Aeon on the Dyna. This game has been relatively delayed. Finally kicking this off, though, gods, and straight up at Chen, man. Looks like they're a little bit worried about the pushing power from that Chen.
Oh yeah, and we've got Ritter-ART from Indonesia, Aeon, the Singaporean team, who we did catch last night with a very nicely played game against AL. They were looking very sharp until sort of the bitter end where their lineup just kind of phased out a bit. They didn't have much late game. This game, up against a somewhat unknown opponent, Ritter, we do see the Chen Invoker being banned. No big surprises there. Ritter with the first pick on the Radiant side, and then I really don't know whether they've been playing much Dota 2 at all at the moment, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I haven't really been following them, except in Dota 1, where they have had some good recent results, so we'll have to see how they do here as they are banning out a lot of those jungle heroes.
Yeah, the early, the heroes that can get aggressive out of that jungle early, Chen as well as Enchantress. And I mean, we can never, in this tournament, as we've seen so far, we cannot discount even the least well-known teams, like the two wildcard teams from last night. Spoiler alert, guys, you should have watched the VODs, by the way. Spoiler alert, both wildcard teams won their matches last night. Like, even against names like Mineski, although Mineski obviously been looking a little shaky lately, dodging and ducking and dipping and stuff like that, not showing up, but yes, even beating teams like that, I mean, that's a pretty big surprise. So, I mean, we can't count out by any means any of the lesser-known teams in this entire tournament, I think. But there we all go. Also having Furon banned, and the Pandaren Brewmaster also being banned. And as we said earlier in the chat, I did actually go through, try and do my research, because I was surprised to see him like being so heavily banned. But I found an interview from a Navi video with an interview with Puppy, and he reckons that the Pandaren Brewmaster is the most overpowered hero in the game, bar maybe Lycan. He thinks it is very, very insanely powerful.
Yeah, it is a very versatile hero, and it's pretty much all about the ultimate. It's not just about the ultimate. The fact he's nice and tanky, so he can just sort of go in the front lines. He's kind of like, I mean, in some ways, he's a similar role to when you play a Tidehunter as a farmer, except he does a whole lot more in ulti form, whereas the Ravage is just sort of that one big AoE stun. Panda ulti, you can disable one hero with Cyclone, you've got the stuns, you've got a lot more damage. You can focus fire one hero if you use all those minions. So he's much more versatile when he uses that ultimate. And a great initiator, you get up the quick blink dagger. You need something for mana. Generally, you see something like a Drum of Endurance on him. But this game, we aren't going to be seeing the Panda, and we're going to be seeing a winner on a first pick. I imagine Ritter are going to be playing this fairly standard. As I said, they haven't been playing all that much Dota 2, so they're going to be going with something they feel quite safe and familiar with. Maybe going to go for some sort of hard carry. The Anti-Mage is in the pool. Whether or not we see another Anti-Mage, we've seen quite a few over the last few days. I think we're going to have to get used to that, being the Asian Dota 2 Masters, or / Oceania, but it's mostly Asia. There's only 3 teams from Oceania, so we're going to have to get used to a lot of these more sort of slow-paced, farm-reliant games, but teams, it's a lot more sort of strategic, where they try to protect their carries or make room for them to farm. And Aeon, there's 2 very familiar picks from them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen so much Leshrac, so much Darkseer. In fact, Darkseer's got, I think, got to be one of those common picks and bans at the moment, just because he's so damn good, and a really versatile hero, a really good utility hero. I saw a question in the chat asking, where are these teams from? Ritter on the Radiant side, they're Indonesian, and I'm pretty sure Aeon on the Dire, they're Singaporean. I'm learning these teams, where their names and where they're from, but correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's correct.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Aeon from Singapore, Ritter from Indonesia. I think you've got everything on the board for tonight.
Finally.
Well, I think we're actually for one night. Yeah, we've mixed throughout the qualifiers. We're just butchering it like, oh, we think we're from there. Oh wait, no, they're from Thailand, not Singapore. Damn it.
I'm just like, you're from Thailand, and you're from the Philippines, and I don't know you. You can be from China, and just getting and then the viewers in chat going, no, you're a fool. They're from here. But Lycan ban, no surprises there. He's pretty much permanent at the moment, just because they're so. I mean, as Puppy said, Lycan and Panda, the 2 heroes that he reckons are the most powerful, influential heroes in the game. And I do like your assessment that the Brewmaster is a really good frontline brawler. Just getting, obviously, he doesn't have that huge, that stop hammer time moment where he pops that Ravage, but at the same time, very difficult to shut down his brawling abilities once he splits. I mean, you don't really want to be blowing a ton of disables, a ton of spells on the Pandas, unless you think you can nuke them all down really quick. And I mean, we saw that towards the late game. I think it was, actually, I can't remember which team it was, but during the late game, obviously, they become comparatively easier to kill than during the earlier stages of the map, even with an Argonym Scepter. And splitting can mean the Panda is rather easy to take out. But Lina and Sven being picked up. Two relatively unconventional picks. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Sven. Haven't seen that much Lina either.
They do act as a very strong dual roaming strategy. I mean, this is something we saw a long time ago in Dota 1 when everyone was running dual lanes. Trialing was unheard of. You had these strong dual lanes where you'd go like SK Leshrac, Sven Lina. You'd get the melee stunner with the ranged stunner and just look to sort of combo your stuns well. Then it sort of transitioned into these trial lanes, or actually no, it transitioned into sort of two heroes roaming together where you had three solos. So I think that's what they're going to be looking for here. Do the Sven Lina, maybe roaming around together, and they'll pick up three sort of utility/carry heroes, semi-carry heroes to be in each one of the lanes. Or if they really want, they could play this Sven as a farmer, but late game, even mid game, Sven does not do all that well as a melee carry hero. There's far better options. So the fact they picked him up this early, I think he's going to be sort of just played as a roaming support, well, roaming ganker more, like not really the support.
I honestly thought Earthshaker or Sankey might be a bit more of a likely job. Obviously, Sanking, his stun at level 1. If they want to roam at level 1, Sanking's not the best option just because a 350 unit range on the stun is not exactly fantastic. And Stormbolt is probably one of the better stuns out there. But Earthshaker, I mean, is another completely viable choice, I think. And he's just, like you said, like a melee, like if you're roaming and trying to support, you're not going to really have much shot at a sort of a semi-carrying in the mid-game. So I just feel the Earthshaker might have been a safer pick there just because Echo Slam hurts. You don't need to get the items up for it. As long as you can sort of get in there, pop the Echo Slam, you're gonna do so much freaking damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose it is, of course, Sven's his buff, his armor and speed buff. So maybe that's what they're hoping for.
Sven, yeah, he's a bit more, as you say, early on that level 1 gank is much stronger. The stun does more damage. It's a direct stun. The fissure, you have to place a bit, and it's a bit harder to combo. Whereas Sven, you get the stun, you can walk in, get a few hits with the Lina stun, so it's a bit easy to get those early kills. But the ES, that's a perfect counter to something like this. And with Aeon third picking that's the counter gank coming from the fissure is just what you need against something like a Sven Lina. And that's where you sort of stop seeing this style of play being picked up, was when teams just started playing with the Earthshaker protecting a hero like a Medusa or a Drow Ranger. They'd pick a hard carry and they just have two supports sitting behind it. If you gank it with a Sven Lina, ES would just pop a fissure and then, well, guess what? That carry hero just lived. With that said, I don't think Aeon are going to pick up a hard carry, but ES, it's the same principle. ES can stop those two heroes from getting off their ganks. And I imagine Ritter will look to pick up look for a couple more sort of mid-game aggressive heroes here, as well as some sort of carry or semi-carry. The Marana still in the pool, definitely a possibility here, as Aeon may want to sort of look to pressure some more towers. They've already got the Leshrac, the Darkseer. If they can get another hero that can take down some early towers, I think they'll have a really strong lineup.
I think even something like a Raster as well would be fantastic, just because he's also particularly self-sufficient. You don't really need to look after him all that much, just because like he can look after himself in the lane. And he's obviously got good nukes, and if you leave him, and if you pull pressure away from him as well, he can do really well. It's one of the heroes you don't want to let get out of control quickly. So I'm thinking he would be a decent bet. But Beastmaster getting banned, as well as Anti-Mage, also the Night Stalker and the Queen of Pain. So we've had a couple of good solo heroes, 3 good solo heroes banned. Beastmaster, Queen of Pain, and Night Stalker getting taken out. The Anti-Mage, interesting. I noticed somebody was asking, is the Anti-Mage still popular in Southeast Asia and Asia? I would say, as you said before, yeah, he is relatively popular. We've seen him picked up a few times, and he has done pretty well in all of those situations.
Yeah, well, I believe he's lost once and won once, but even the games he lost, it's one of those things where he's always a threat. He's always a hero you have to look out for and make sure you shut him down. So we're going to see what do Ritter go with here. They've got a lot of burst damage. They haven't got much tower killing potential. They're going to go with their hard carry, or not just a hard carry, a nice early to mid-game hero to finish off their what looks to be their trial lane, the Morphling. And that's a trial lane with a lot of killing power. That's why Morphling is a smart carry hero to pick up here, rather than something a bit more passive with less killing power. I mean, even something like a Ricky, it can sort of blink in and stuff, but early levels can't be as versatile and as devastating as a Morphling. So I like that pickup here, and Aeon are going to have to definitely consider what do they want to maybe put. I imagine it's going to be bottom with that Morphling, because they do want him to farm as well, and I think Aeon are just going to have to sack that bottom lane, maybe pick up something like, well, their Darkseer could be bottom, but Darkseer with the dual stun combo will struggle a lot, so Aeon are going to have to really consider their lanes here.
And also, like, as the other thing Morphling has over Ricky in this situation, because it's pretty obvious that they want to get Lina and Sven active, they want to get them roaming, causing pressure elsewhere, and Ricky is one of those heroes that you can't leave alone all that much. You would still, even if you want to break off one hero to go on roam, you would still want to have something like a Crystal Maiden hang behind and look after him, whereas in this case, they want the guy to be, like, they want to get them an early advantage, maybe a level or two, and then just go, alright, you're good now, you should be able to handle the Darkseer, whatever we left you against. We're going to go and beat up people now and steal their money and keep the focus away from your bottom lane. So we've also had ES being picked up there. Oh, well, we had ES picked up, but he's had a partner now.
CM now.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to give them some nice lane control. That's going to give them a fairly strong tri-lane of their own, or at least a sort of roaming duo. Less aggressive than the Sven Lina, but very, very solid. And, I mean, those two heroes, sure, they're less aggressive, but with a smoke tank, they can easily gank a hero in the mid lane, or even go to the other side of the map, get successful ganks off. And DK is the last pick for Ritter. That's likely to be their solo mid hero, I want to say. They'll put the DK mid, the winner on top, and their tri-lane at bottom. DK should do okay here. He may have a bit of a tough lane if he's up against a ranged hero like Leshrac, or Leshrac could be the hero for the tri-lane, with Aeon picking up some sort of solo mid last here. So that if they do want to pick up a solo mid last here, they'll probably go for some sort of ranged hero that can try shut down DK. But DK will go for, if he is mid, probably go for that quick bottle to sort of stay in the lane a bit. But still, it is going to be not the easiest of lanes for him.
I'm just thinking, like, they're just going to make it really easy. If no matter which side lane they put the Morphling, the tri-lane, it's going to make it really easy to gank two lanes. I'm guessing they're just going to leave. I mean, they've got like a really dangerous lineup. Obviously, the Morphling, like, he's probably going to be up against the soft lane, so ganking that's easy. And then you're going to, like, wherever Sven and Lina go, they're going to have another stun there waiting for them to combo with. And it's just, I don't know if anything is really, they're really going to, like, the die, they're going to have to watch those counter stuns and really have to make sure that they hold them off, because if they get in range, I think it's lights out to whoever they try and drop all their spells on top of, because Shackle, Power Shot, or even just dropping the Dragon Talon and Flame Breath after that is really going to sting. Although it depends, I suppose, how many levels that Dragonite puts early into Dragons, but he might find, like you said, he might find himself in a really rough spot and wind up putting a lot of levels into that, so I guess we'll find out. But Klink's the final pickup here.
Oh, wow. That's going to give them their main DPS. I think DK will go for the max Flame Breath. I mean, with their line, they're looking for aggressive nukes. They're going for a lot of burst damage. I think he will be maxing out the Flame Breath. The Klink's pick is going to, I don't know, I'm not sure if I agree with this. It's a nice hero, but against all those nukes, all those disables, Klink's is going to have a very hard time doing anything. I mean, one stun from a Sven, Lina, winner on a Shackle Shot. Even heroes like DK don't take much damage from Klink's because of his massive armor he gets from the Dragon Blood. Morphling's, I mean, a fairly good hero against Klink's as well. I mean, sure, Klink's can get an Orchid and use that to gang a Morphling, but in general, I don't know if Klink's is the best pick against this Ritter-ART lineup. But Aeon are going to give it a try. And this is, I mean, Aeon, they've got, with the Darkseer, with the ESCM, they've got the lineup where they're going to have to play a more slow-paced game, look to sort of slowly get further and further ahead, whereas Ritter-ART are going to be looking to get aggressive, get on the front foot early, and just sort of overwhelm Aeon here. I
think they've definitely got a lineup that can do it. There is no doubt about that. They've got so many nukes and stunts, and I feel almost that Klink's is going to be forced for a fast BKB just because it really, I mean, like you said, he gets hit by a stun, he's toast. There is not much he can do about it. He has gone straight for a Wraith Band, and did he pull that?
You can get the Wraith Band and Tangos from the start without being pulled anything, I believe. Yeah, Wraith Band's only 500 gold, so you can get the Tangos as well. I think generally players prefer to get the quick Bassi Ring and go for the Ring of Aquila on him, or even go for the Soul Ring. The Soul Ring really synergizes well with the Death Pact ultimate, but he's going to go for Wraith Band. That's going to help him out at level 1 with the last hitting, as it does give him a bonus 9 damage, some extra armor, some extra attack speed. And Aeon on the 5-man room, if they can get a quick early First Blood, that's going to help them slow down Ritter-ART, who do have the more aggressive early game lineup. They're going to probably block this creep pull here. Yep, and I think they're going to swing their... I mean, I don't know exactly where they're going to lane their heroes here. I imagine they've got sort of 3 solo heroes, and then ESCM who will be roaming around a bit, so there may be going to be a Leshrac tri-lane at bottom here.
I mean, that's perfectly possible as well, and obviously that would actually give them a lot of aggression as well, just because Leshrac, Crystal Maiden, and Urshak are not a trio of heroes that you really want to mess with. But I'm just not sure. I mean, I think it's going to come down to who can land their stuns first, and in this case, it would be the Diatron, just because ES has the best setup range. And we saw this. Like, I believe this was the defense match where Quantic knocked AL out. It was both of you had really aggressive trials, but it came down to Quantic having the better poke range with ES, and they were just setting it up. You had I'm pretty sure you had a Leshrac tri-lane bottom, and it was just you were getting initiated on by the fissure, and you just couldn't get those stuns down first. So I think if they do clash heavily like that, it will favour the die, but it doesn't look like they're tri-laning. I don't know, I've lost track of a couple of heroes. Where have they gone?
There's an ES roaming towards middle lane with the CM, so they're looking for an early kill on this DK. DK I don't think he's seen anything here, and he is going to maybe go down here. Klink's doing some right-click. Fissure going to block perfectly. CM a bit caught on the wrong side, will get the frostbite, and Klink's early first blood. That's going to help out Aeon a lot, especially the Klink's. He's already up to 500 gold, and a nice, one of those weird ganks where CM coming from top, ES coming from bottom, even at level 1. As now Aeon know where the lanes are. They can decide, okay, where do we want the CM ES? Do we want to go trialing versus trialing at bottom, or do we just want to win this top lane?
I've got to say, they could not have played that gank any better. That was an absolutely fantastic block there from that ES. Could not have placed it any better. But it looks like they're dual midding. They've decided that Klinks needs a bit... No, wait, no, there we go. She's breaking off. And ES still roaming around. So this is going to be a bit rough for Leshrac. Like, he's off to a bit of a nasty start. I mean, there's not much he can do about this at the moment. And I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't... The Radiant really haven't made much of it. They knew the supports were missing, and they don't appear to have like really gotten aggressive on the Leshrac. He's just sort of being allowed to hang back there. I
think Leshrac is having some good map awareness. As soon as they go missing in that jungle, he backs off, knowing that they are right where they are now. And he's only going into the creep wave a bit further out when he does have vision of them. They've got that nice ward over near the creep pool, which does give some vision into the jungle, so he can have a fairly good idea where they are. CMES, they're not really going to... This Radiant ward at bottom, I think it would have been better if they put it where the Dire ward is, because this CMES can gank mid, and DK does not have much protection from those ganks.
Indeed, this one is more just to protect the Tron. That would have been definitely a better ward to protect mid. The question is how often are Crystal Maiden and ES going to leave this Leshrac alone? Because obviously, this is a pretty rough trio of heroes to be up against by yourself, and like you said, he was having to hang back quite a bit. I'm interested to see how Windrunner is doing up top. She's going solo. She should be doing alright, but sometimes, shockingly enough, we see Darkseer actually edge out the Windrunners every now and then, like she is right now. Darkseer 11-0, and Windrunner 9-1. So yeah, Darkseer, his Iron Shell is apparently doing enough to basically force her back. She hasn't managed to... In fact, he's not even bothering with Vacuum. He's just gone for 2 levels in Surge straight up.
Yeah, I think it is actually. I mean, it's sort of, it doesn't really. Some people think, oh, Windrunner should win, has the range to harass, but I think Darkseer, it's sort of an even matchup, generally speaking. Darkseer, all you need is that stout shield, and then that harass from Windrunner is no longer as scary as it would normally be. So get the stout shield, then go for that soaring, or even go for the arcane boots, and Darkseer does very well. I mean, the Iron Shell gives such great last hitting, and you can harass with it.
This is true, this is true. There's the stun though, on top of Morphling. Morphling now in a bit of trouble. There's the Frostbite, but no follow-up there from Earthshaker. Decides not to go for the vision. I don't think they probably would have killed Morphling anyway, so it seems just about right. Just harassing, getting his health down, forcing to burn some regen there.
Also, interestingly enough, Morph has not gone for the Morph stats. He's going to pick up an actual point in stats for now. He's probably going to get Morph a bit later, but going for the stats at level 2, going to boost up some of his HP mana, but that early morph can save you from a gank here, as he is going to get Aeon King once again finding out the stun. Ooh, in comes the gank to Sven. Lina, nice Fissure, as well as a Crystal Nova, and in the end, Lina, Sven just taking a bit of damage. They're going to have to back off. And Aeon at bottom, they're playing it smart. They're not looking for kills. They're not looking to be overly aggressive. They're just looking to stay alive.
Yeah, well, look, there's that defense, the ES defense you talk about. And Lina might be in trouble. He gets blocked off. Also gets hit by the Crystal Nova. She's in slight amount of trouble, getting blocked there by a teammate. Oh, and the miscommunication. Gets hit by the stun. Sven, though, dropping a Storm Bolt into Leshrac. And Lina sort of skulking around here, very low, though. Hasn't burned any mana yet, though. I don't think she's fired off a single spell as of yet in this lane.
Yeah, it's always really annoying. It's so frustrating. If you're a Lina against in Trialing versus Trialing, and you get down to red HP and you're still sitting on full mana, and you're like, what the hell am I doing in this lane? I've got full mana, haven't cast a spell, I have to go back to heal almost. Or you've used up all your tangos and spells, and it's simply because Lina is waiting for a Sven stun, but because of the Fish, because of the Nova, their Sven can't get in range to stun, and Lina just taking a lot of damage. And I think Ritter are going to start getting frustrated, maybe make some mistakes if they try and get too aggressive, but so far they're playing it pretty patiently.
Just waiting for this. Well, at the moment in the mid lane, it looks like Klinks is pretty much manhandling that Dragon Knight there. He did go for the fast bottle that you predicted. It's 22-6. There we go. There's the Dragon form. Klinks is 22-6. Dragon Knight is 22-6. Oh wait, no, he's not getting manhandled that bad. They are dead even, in fact. So never mind about that.
DK does fairly well. We are going to see soaring up on Klinks now, as well as the Ring of Aqua. So he turned the Wraith Band into that. And yeah, DK has big base damage. He has the Breath of Fire, and at mid lane, when you get that bottle, you can last it fairly well. And now with the ulti form, he can use that to do some additional harass. It should pretty much be a wash this mid lane. Both heroes will farm. Neither will be able to kill one another unless there are some ganks.
Yeah, well, obviously, Klink's had the advantage of that early game. Now, what build is the Leshrac doing? He's, in fact, not bothering with Edict. I guess he really doesn't want to get that close against that amount of nukes, so he's just playing it safe. He's going to hang back, going for one in Split Earth, and then it seems like he's maxing Lightning Storm about now. Might try and pick up Edict a little bit later. Sometimes we see this, they only get one level and stun, and they max out Lightning Storm as well as Edict, and don't bother maxing out Split Earth until later in the game. Crystal Maiden, she's gone for a 1-1-1, that's pretty stock standard. We won't know what she's going to be building until the next couple of levels or so. Meanwhile, Earthshaker just going down here to check the rune. Klink, so finding a regen at top. Much to DK's annoyance there.
They'll help him out. DK, no, he's not going to go for the bottle crowing just yet. Top lane, Darkseer already with the Arcane Boots is fairly convincingly beating Windrunner now. Windrunner only on, where's Windrunner gone? Windrunner only with 19 CS and Darkseer with 27. So Darkseer doing very well and is going to look to put on some pressure on Windrunner as well, as just the Iron Shell harass going to force out a Windrun here. Or maybe just force Windrunner. Oh, wow, Windrunner in a bit of trouble here. Darkseer, no vacuum. Decides to back off.
Oh wow, that was a good power shot. Did manage to collect him pretty damn hard. Down to about 80 health. May need to reconsider sticking around. Windrunner, I think she's got enough match. Yep, she's got enough for another power shot, so really does need to reconsider that. Whether or not he wants to stick around. He is indeed backing up. I can see him on the minimap right about now. And see some ping. Looks like they're thinking about going. There's a Split Earth. No, that's not a Split Earth. That's a Lightning Storm. Never mind. I saw the arms raised up. I thought, there comes something, but I was wrong. Dragon Slave just being used to harass, not really doing a whole lot. Crystal Maiden tanking it just fine and burning some regen now. Leshrac getting a little aggressive, and he is doing the one in Split Earth and then getting levels in Edict as well as Lightning Storm. There's one in the Edict now, but I am still expecting him to max the Lightning Storm ahead of the Edict. That's what I normally see when this build gets played. And a smart little lane build going down.
You can tell Ritter are not doing very well this bottom lane. Both Sven and Lena have used up all their tangos, all their sows, whereas look at the Dire team. CM only just used her first tango, has 2 tangos, a sow, as well as 4 magic stick charges. There's a lot more survivability on this team here. So they are going to look for against Sven stun. They're not going to commit though, as Lena caught in by a chain stun, and Sven in trouble as well. Leshrac coming down with the Darkseer. Sven will drop 2 kills, going to go to Aeon, as Aeon now find themselves up 3 kills for nothing. Ritter in a bit of trouble here.
And like I said before, it's just the range. Like when you have these 2 aggressive tri-lanes, it's the one with the better range. So it's whoever gets the first punch off will take, well basically whoever gets the first shot wins. Yeah. And it's just ES setting things up. The range on this ES, so even the range on the Crystal Man, like you saw the fissure go down and immediately gets followed up by Crystal Nova, and suddenly Lena could not get into position. It was completely pinned down and left wide open to get destroyed. And Sven also getting cleaned up in the process. Meanwhile, Darkseer is actually still roaming the Radiant jungle. Looks like he might take a run on DK here. Klinks is thinking about getting involved, although actually no, he started chasing the wrong dragon by the looks of it. Went after the illusion.
Yeah, and Klink's, DK has managed to chip away a bit at this mid-tier 1 tower using that ulti form. Just trying to put on as much pressure as possible. Windrunner needs to do the same thing at top, because Darkseer left top lane to go gank bottom. That's when Windrunner needs to say, okay, you're going to leave top lane, well, I'm going to make you pay for that by pressuring this top tier 1 tower. And I feel Windrunner with an early phase boots could be doing a lot more rather than going for the normal boots into a mech here. Phase boots would give Windrunner a lot better last hitting and harass, and also when Darkseer leaves, can push a lot faster.
And also speaking of boots, Dragonite has picked up those treads, as I think I saw a bit of a skirmish again. Another stun going, that fissure being dropped, and just, I think they've got 1 or 2 arcane boots, just 1, but Leshrac's arcane boots are allowing ES to drop fissure after fissure. In fact, Crystal Maiden is only going for 1 level in her aura, which I think is perfectly fine these days, just because the nuke Crystal, I honestly think just nuking with Crystal Maiden is so damn good, especially in this push, like this relatively push-heavy lineup. The fact that they're going to have a bunch of arcane boots anyway, so they don't really need the arcane aura all that much, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've got 1 point. They might get a second, but I think they'll just want the level 3 Crystal Nova. There's a fissure. Nova goes in, and Lena going to get dropped. The Observer Ward behind the tower, doing some wonders there. As Morphling going to commit to this Leshrac kill, needs to be careful. The Edict goes. Oh, Leshrac popping the magic wand, and Morphling taking a lot of damage. Goes down to the Lightning Storm, and Sven as well in trouble. ES has a fissure, not going to even need it. Leshrac, triple kill.
I just said Aeon could not have played that any, but I am surprised that the Morphling guns that, because I mean, even if he killed Leshrac, he would have died as well. So I don't think that would have been a decent trade, just because it would have wasted a lot of time. Mate, it would leave the and even if he got Leshrac, this tower would still be taking a fair amount of damage from Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker backing up. Like they could go and jack the creep wave now, get another wave of creep just wailing away on the tower. So I think that was definitely a bit of poor decision making. And like you said, they're probably getting frustrated right about now, and they're open to making some mistakes.
Yeah, that's one of those things where emotion can really impact the Dota game here. This bottom lane did not go their way early on, especially when Aeon got the first blood at mid lane as well, giving them that slight boost. And now, I mean, Morphling is doing okay. He's not doing great. He's got 32 CS. DK's actually got the highest Ritter-ART on 49 CS, but Clint leading the way 63 CS. And he's going to be a problem soon for Ritter, as he's got treads up, probably going to go for that Orchid, and DK just trying to put on some pressure onto this mid tower with a DD rune.
Indeed. Also, just the Corral has just rocked up a little bit late. He wants to know what the bans were. We had the last couple of bans were Queen of Pain, Balinar on the Radiant side, Ritter getting rid of them, and the Dire side was Anti-Mage and Beastmaster for their last two bans. Meanwhile, there's another Fissure going down. This bottom trial, very aggressive waveform though by Morphling, jumping out, Sven also dropping a Stormbolt into Leshrac for good measure, trying to keep Morphling covered there. And this is definitely... what is Morphling's GPM at the moment? Let's have a look. The gold currently is sitting in favour of the Dire. It has dropped back a little bit. It's not nothing really to write home about just yet. But the question is, what is Morphling's GPM? Because obviously they're really hoping that he can get farmed up and along with Dragonite, it looks like we're going to lose Lina again. I mean, I'm not going to get that excited just because she's died so many friggin' times now down the bottom lane. And again, Sven also about to get taken out. If they can drop another stun, maybe Crystalman, yes, she does get the last Frostbite off. A couple more attacks, and down goes Sven. Morphling does have waveform up though, so he should be able to escape along. Although DK is here, might try and turn this around. The stun going to go, no, gets hit by a fissure. Just that range being too much. Split Earth as well, pinning them down. Earthshaker though, on the run, just going to put out. Can they drop a stun? Shackle shot, a little bit too slow. And he gets away by the skin of his teeth.
Finished him off, I think. The Flame Breath, so close. And Windrunner realizing there's a problem bottom lane that is just going to be costly for Ritter. That's going to lose them the game, this bottom lane. So Windrunner saying, okay, I'm going to come gank, and they don't even get the kill. So top lane, Darkseer, Clink take the time to try and put some pressure on this T1 tower. And it looks like Aeon will get this T1 top tower unless Morphling Sen can stop that. And at the moment, it doesn't look like they can.
Windrunner has finished up an early mech, so it looks like she'll be able to put that to good use. It is definitely something that the Dire or the Radiant need. They need any edge they can get in these fights right now. She has managed to, she has of course delayed her damage. Of course, phase boots, early phase boots of Windrunner do wonders for her last hitting, but she's decided she wanted the defense instead. Meanwhile, Leshrac has rotated mid. He has picked up a point booster. I would not be surprised if that's being built into a Bloodstone, just because that's such a damn good item. But against this lineup, I would almost say you'd want an early BKB, but they seem to have been doing okay so far, just because Earthshaker and Crystalman have been doing so well in just hurting the enemy team, just slowing them down, delaying their attack runs on Leshrac. And we saw they've only made one good attempt on Leshrac's life, and that was Morphling gunning for it solo, and that did not work out for him at all.
Yeah, this game is coming down to some pretty much perfect play from Aeon in the tri lane. King on the Leshrac they're being spot on. He's hitting stuns even when he's the first one to stun. Top lane, he hits the stun on Morphling. They're going to try to chase it with a Darkseer who's surging in here. Darkseer's actually finished up a Vanguard of his own, and then Morphling picks up a kill on the Windrunner at bottom. Things going very, very badly for Ritter, and I mean, it doesn't even feel like they're playing horribly. It just feels like Aeon are really on top of their game at the moment.
Yeah, well, I can't count any mistakes being made by Aeon as of yet. I don't think they've made a single serious, but even a minor one. I haven't noticed any even minor misplays. They've been really very mechanical, very precise. Now, Crystal Maiden has found herself Delusion Rune at bottom. She's rolling up to mid. I don't know, it doesn't look like she's really got much of a game plan here. She's just going to sort of chill out, get some levels. Meanwhile, though, the Radiant side, they've got a bit of a plan. They're going to go after this Darkseer. I think Darkseer knows he's in. No, he doesn't. He's about to walk into trouble. And there are a lot of stuns here. They don't manage to drop one on him just yet. Surge is out. Will he get hit by a stun? He's going to know. The Stormbolt comes in, and that will pin him down. Here comes the Dragon Tail. Going to chain stun him. Now the nukes from Lina, but he is very tough. Does Lina have an ult up? No, she's level 4. He should be able to escape. There comes another Surge, and yeah, he will get away. Crystal Nova also got... And Lina in some serious trouble. The high ground. Crystal Maiden sneaking that one in on her sister. That burns. That burns.
Gotta feel bad for Ritter. They thought they finally had to kill Darkseer though with the Vanguard, and then CM. That is just embarrassing almost, and they're just confined. Going up against this Aeon team playing this well is not doing Ritter any favors. And mid tower, Leshrac gonna take it out. King gonna get more and more farm. He's up to 2k gold. has a point booster, arcane boots. That's maybe his Bloodstone up very, very soon.
Yeah, of course. It will be very difficult to stop him. And it looks like, I mean, they're just the chain stuns from the Dire team at the moment have just been so, or the chains of sables rather, they've just been in the perfect position at all times to help each other out. They're very, very coordinated, looking very dangerous. Shackle's shot goes down, does manage to catch Darkseid, but he's got that Vanguard. He's got as well the Cloak. Will he be able to tank this? Lina now, he might go down. Looks like he will finally get taken out. The chain stuns eventually bringing him down. Lina not... almost level 6, getting there. That might actually help them. I mean, they're going to need every shred of DPS they can get now to pick off Leshrac once he starts getting that farm up. I think he's got something coming to him on the courier right now. There we go. Okay, so he's finished. This, what is it? This a soul booster has been done. The DK now trying to farm this top. Wait, is he buying a...
He's going to go for a Lothars here. This is sort of a popular Southeast Asian build. When I say Southeast Asia, it's the Filipino teams and the Indonesian teams who do this build. And we are going to see, oh, Leshrac in trouble. Yes, a kill. Lina gets the second kill for Ritter, and now Klink's going to go in, get stunned, and Ritter on the run here. Lina will TP out, and DK Sven trying to just keep on running. Fissure is up, but I don't think they can get this kill here.
I don't think so either. Klinks doesn't really have the damage at the moment. Isn't quite there with Dork. In fact, he's bought the recipe. He's just waiting on the final. He's got most of it, actually. He's only about 600 gold away. He's just waiting on the final Oblivion stuff. Yeah, so he's very, very close. And I mean, like, that's like, look, what, a 17, 18 minute Oblivion stuff? I mean, 17, 18 minute Orchid. That's very dangerous, considering he went for a Soul Ring and a Ring of Aquila and Power Treads before that. That is actually a real... How much farm has he got? He's 412 GPM.
Over 100. He's picked up another tower as well, so he's completely out of control at this point, and this is where I feel like a bit of an idiot. When he first picked the Klinks, I'm like, not sure if Klinks is the best pick here, but Aeon using it so well, definitely proving me wrong and showing why I'm the one commentating, not actually playing.
Well, I mean, I guess like it looked a little questionable with the number of gankers and stunners, like the really dangerous roaming group that was on the raiding team. But the Diatron just did so well in keeping Lina and Sven occupied. They just couldn't leave that lane, and then they lost the lane to boot. Just the range on Crystal Maiden and the Fissure from ES was just so damn good at setting up the kills and even defending. Like, it wasn't them getting aggressive early. They just wanted a few levels. They just sat around, got defensive. They started off being defensive. Let them waste a lot of time just sort of trying to, like, let Ritter waste a lot of time trying to get into position, try to get into range to drop the spells. Took a lot of damage from the nukes, just as Fissures continually hitting them, the Crystal Novas dropping damage every time they tried to make a move, and then they started making. Then Aeon started dropping their own ganks down, put a ward down behind the tower and said, alright, now we're going to gun for it. And they just dropped so many kills, and now, look at this Dragon, but he can just go invisible, he doesn't care. He's finished the Shadow Blade. In fact, he only just finished the Shadow Blade. That courier trip just then, bringing his escape mech. Oh, that is lucky timing.
Something goes Ritter's way finally, and Morphling does need to get out as well. Surge coming in from Darkseid. Leshrac looking for a stun the way now. Morphling going to play it safe as Ritter finding some room. They have taken up the tier 1 top tower as well as the mid tower. So look at the gold graph, they're behind by 5k, but at 18 minutes in a game that seems very one-sided, 5k, it could be a lot worse. Often you'll see at this point when there's a big kill swing in one team's favor, you'll see something like a 10k plus gold difference. So I'd say Ritter, they're not being completely blown out just yet.
Oh yeah, they definitely got a chance. Like, Morphling has not been glitched there. Meanwhile, up the top lane, Klink's actually getting ganked. There we go. The nukes and the chain stuns finally coming into play. Lina still hasn't burned that Laguna Blade though. Still sitting up off cooldown, ready to zap someone in the face. The bottom Radiant Tower does go down, as it looks like they might actually get Leshrac Crystal Nova as well as that vacuum, trying to save the Shack Surge. Morphling getting the last hit in there. Stormbolt flying out. It looks like they're going to gun for Crystal Maiden here. Has she got any sables up? No, she's going to go for the ult. They've got the stun immediately though, and she gets shut down and beaten up. And finally, for Ritter, well, they've had a good team fight go their way for a change. They've had 3 solid kills right there.
Yeah, and I definitely think Aeon need to be careful until they've got the big AB on Klinks, until they have their pipe, their mech up. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to go for a mech. They'll see a pipe on the Darkseid. Until they have these items, this Ritter-ART lineup has a lot of killing power, and they can burst Sirius down very quickly. Sven stun, Lina stun, they've got the Laguna now, the Flame Breath, the Morphling Wave, all these nukes, great sort of ranged nukes that they can just use to take out one hero, maybe even take out 2 heroes right off the bat, and the Dire team don't really have anything of that sort. So definitely Aeon need to be careful here. They can't get too overconfident just because of that great start they have.
I agree, I definitely agree. Now it's a danger zone for them, just because Lina has hit critical mass there, starting to really be able to drop those nukes. And also, And also, well, I think Morphling is actually just he can survive on his own a little better now as well. He doesn't need quite so much babysitting now that like the Dire, like their Crystal Maiden stuff's moving around. They're not just constantly applying pressure to Morphling anymore. Like you see down here, he's actually being left alone for a change, actually being able to get his farm on. So I think that's definitely a better sign. The question is, can the Radiant put enough pressure on Clinks to slow him down, keep him under control, and also make sure that Leshrac doesn't get out of control? Because of course Leshrac almost has his Bloodstone up and running.
Yeah, DK doing very well. He's up to 900 gold with his Shadow Blade. He's probably just going to go for a BKB next, but with BKB Shadow Blade, that's definitely a force feat reckon with up to level 12 now. Maybe even going to look for a kill on this Leshrac, as he does have a DD rune, and Leshrac only level 9, is fairly squishy.
Yeah, here we go. DD rune, the double damage. There's the stun as well. Flame Breath, and they're probably going to lose. Leshrac just needs to dodge a split out or not. Leshrac not even bothering to try because probably would have got killed anyway. Gets taken out courtesy of that double damage. This Shadow, like you tell me, it's a legitimate Southeast Asian build. I swear to God, I'm going to do this in a pub and get everybody to flame the hell out of me and go, no, but I'm a caster. I see this properly in proper competitive games. And they'll shut up, you noob. You know nothing. Go away.
Yeah, it was the Filipino teams who sort of started doing it, and they used it because they bottle Crow, because one of the big problems with DK is his mana. If you're spamming Flame Breath, Shadow Blade uses up even more mana, but if you're using Bottle Crow, you suddenly have a lot more mana to throw around, and also you can get up that Shadow Blade very quickly, and once you have Shadow Blade, it's not like he goes looking for ganks or pushes, he just still keeps on farming. I mean, he'll take a gank if it's there, but generally he keeps on farming, which is what we're going to see now. Try to get up that BKB, and the Shadow Blade, it gives a nice boost to his damage, as well as a bit of attack speed, so it's a nice item. I mean, you can't always rely on the Windwalk effect to survive, as teams will buy sentries, but it's still not a bad item. And Aeon now, going to try and take things slower, going to go for Roshan, as do Ritter know, are they going to be able to stop this? Ritter, I mean, I'd say Ritter are not looking as bad as people probably would have thought 5 minutes ago.
No, definitely. I don't really know about this though, just because the ward that they've got placed doesn't really watch the Rosh pit all that well, but they are coming, they are checking, and DK getting spotted up, gets hit by the Frostbite. Here come the chain stuns to silence as well, amping that damage up. Darkseid though, messing that up, vacuuming him further away, may have just saved his life there. Oh dear. That could have been a kill, but I suppose it did.
They want to go in here before Roshan does go down. They've got all 5. Leshrac and Clinks want to finish off Roshan, and this is not looking good for Aeon, as Aeon will get a very nice ultimate with the Darkseid. Well, 2 Ritter-ART heroes get absolutely dropped, and now Leshrac needs to be careful, needs to get out. And Clinks has picked up the Aegis. He just focused on Roshan, didn't bother to help team fight. And now DK, Shadow Blade on cooldown, and he goes down to a Nova, so Ritter bit too keen to go in there and found themselves caught out, and they're going to get team wiped by the looks of it.
Yeah, I've got to say, after that first kind of dodgy, the Centaurs, shoot him out of that kill there. But yeah, I was going to say, like after that dodgy first vacuum, I was discounting Hulk Smash, but he did land a good second one there, a really good second vacuum, and that set things up for ES. He got straight in there with that Echo Slam, really decimated the health balls on the Radiant side.
Yeah.
Now Morphling is getting...
I didn't actually realize he had a Blink Dagger. ES actually has a Blink Dagger up now, which I didn't realize, and that sort of meant ES could just sit on the side, wait for the positioning, and then just go in with a big ulti. I'm guessing like
Darkseid dropped that first vacuum, said, look, go nuts, and then I don't know, ES might not have been paying attention, or maybe he got clipped by something and wasn't able to get the blink off, so maybe that's why Darkseid just went for, rather than positioning, just went for maximum number of hits on his vacuum than that first one. But yeah. Also, we should mention that Morphling is getting closer to a Linken's. He has picked up most of his Linken's Sphere. He's just waiting on mostly the rest Sphere at the moment. He's got enough of the Void Stone almost as well.
Before that team fight, Ritter were actually ahead in terms of XP. The XP quickly dropped by about 5k after those kills, but before that fight, Ritter were leading in XP. I mean, the DK is very high level, same for the Morphling and the Windrunner, so they were doing very well, but that fight did turn things around as now Clink, Leshrac, as well as Darkseid are looking pretty good, even the CM up to level 11 now, so definitely the fight that Ritter, I mean, it would have been better if they just gave up the Roshan, but they thought I even thought that Aeon found themselves caught out in a weird position where Roshan was down to about 2k HP. They wanted to finish it off, but it was going to be hard to do so.
And Morphling getting ambushed big time here. Is Morphling health? Windrunner though healing him up. He should be okay. He's going to take no chance. So wave forms into somewhere unpathable and then teleports out on home. And yeah, no, I agree. Like that was a big swing. I mean, they got all 5 heroes dead. The Diamonds take out all 5 heroes. It looks like the Shrek is about to go down. He does get chain stun. Are we going to see a Laguna on Lena? I don't think she's popped a Laguna yet, but anyway. Yeah, like that last fight, they got all 5 heroes, plus they took out the Roshan on top of that, so that's a lot of XP there, a lot of gold that they would have picked up from that fight. But who do you think Lina has to burst down more important? Like, do you think Leshrac or Clink is a more important threat at the moment? Because Clink has picked up a Demon Edge.
It's either one, and there's not really one hero that you say we have to kill this hero. They need to kill both. They're just going to have to go for whichever one is more out of position. If Leshrac is in the front lines, caught out of position, go for Leshrac. If it's Clinks, go for that hero. And pretty much it's going to come down to whoever stuns or whoever DK stuns, that's who you focus. They can't just decide ahead of time, this is the hero we go for. Otherwise they get caught out of position diving for that hero. So whoever DK or Sven get in range to stun, they have to focus on that hero. Going into a fight saying we have to focus this hero is a recipe for disaster in general. You can't just say ahead of time, we're going to die for this hero. You do need to be a bit clever about it and just sort of react to what happens in the actual fight. But definitely Clinks and Leshrac are the two threats.
Fair enough, as it looks like they've decided to pull out. I was about to say, Lina playing it pretty risky. They're sitting in the lane with about 400 health. Would not want to do that if I was her, but she decides to pull out in the end. Along with the rest of her team, it says, you know what, okay, this is probably a little bit dodgy. We've got no ward vision. We have no idea if we're about to get ganked. We should probably back up. Now, CM did go for phase boots as well as an urn. She's got a few other consumable support items, and DK and Morphling could be in some danger here. They've got no anti-invis tech, actually, I don't think. Oh, I lied, they've got some dust on Earthshaker. They have got some dust on Earthshaker. Does Darkseid have anything? No, but he is building a pipe right now. In fact, he's 250 gold away from that. He's very, very close, and that is going to help them a lot. It's going to help the Dire team quite a bit. Now, Clinks might try and solo Lina. I think he is. He's going to get a bit ahead of her. He's going to drop the silence, and then he's going to go. Oh, he's going to block her in. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, wait, no, she can slip through. Can she? Or is she blocked? I'm not sure. I thought she was stuck.
She can slip through there, but I think she just decided to turn around to stun, then realized, oh, wait, I'm silenced. Clink's doing just way too much damage, and now Clink's so damn fast, he's going to escape. Also has the Aegis as well, as Ritter are going to have to defend this top lane. It looks like they're not going to be able to. They're going to be too late. They're going to have to defend in their base, but at the same time, they can defend. They have got time. They've got the spam to defend this. As long as they don't get caught out, they can't make the same mistake they made at Roshan. If they sit back, play a bit safe, Morphling and DK will scale very well into the late game. A hero like Clinks, who isn't even going for a BKB, will still be very, very squishy.
It looks like he is... I don't know if he's going for a Breeze or a Monkey King bar here, but we'll find out, I guess. As it looks like... Well, I kind of feel... No, then again, sometimes they'll just do it just because it's a bigger item. I was about to say, sometimes he might just go for the Crystallis burst, just try and eke out as much random damage as he can, but still, we've got Darks here finishing up his pipe. Looks like Leshrac is working towards a BKB now, which I think is going to be a very influential item for him. Will make sure he can't get chains down or even just focus fired in the fight, provided they don't get the jump. Of course, if they get the jump, in fact, if we can get a blink dagger on something like Sven, we might see some heroes getting picked off big time. But Sven has picked up some dust. I just don't think they can catch Clinks even with the dust. He's just going to go, you know, I don't care unless they can land that quick stun. He's just going to be, because I mean it's 44% move speed increase I think at level 4 for his wind walk. So he's pretty much permanently hasted while he's invisible.
Yeah, while he's invisible, he's just so damn fast, and that really does help him get into position for those disables. And now, Aeon, they've smoked up. They want to make something happen here. As Clink's scanning them out with the DD rune, doesn't find anything, and Aeon. Not too many towers left to push except for this tier 2 mid tower. Then they're going to have to look to push into the base, and that's going to be hard for them, I feel. Even with these items up, we're going to see the pipe up on Darks here now. Clinks with a Monkey King bar doing a huge amount of damage, but still it is hard. They're going to they can maybe chip away with the Clinks and back the Clinks up with the Earthshaker and the Dark here, but still there's a lot of killing power on the Radiant team, and Clinks with no BKB. If he gets chain stunned, he's going to drop like a sack. Oh
yes, he will definitely go down fast. Here we go, they're going for the push. Now the vacuum in, no follow-up though. And the stun goes down on Leshrac. Leshrac in a lot of trouble. There is the Shackle. Can they clean him up? Almost there. Morphling as well with the Adaptive Strike. The Wall of Breath goes down. Windrunner in some trouble. Echo Slam goes down. Can Windrunner get out? No, she can't. We've lost one person apiece, but I've got to say Leshrac's a big one. But Lina goes down. Not too surprising because she's so damn fragile. Meanwhile, can the Radiant counterattack here? There's another stun from Sven, but it goes on top of the Darks here. They get the range rags. Vacuum in again. DK is so damn low. One more hit. He's going to go down. And Clink's just destroying them. Look at him. He's going to go for the Fountain Dive. The Monkey King Varbrock gets a Fountain kill. Might even go for 2 in the Fountain. Nope, decides to play it safe. He's got a triple kill. And there goes the Rax. It looks like that was not even a sweat for the Dire team. Despite losing Leshrac so damn fast, they just wrecked them.
Yeah, lovely shackle shot to set that up, but the problem is the ES was already in position. Sure, they couldn't save the Leshrac, but hey, they didn't really care because it meant ES got a great ulti off. Darkseer was there with his spells, and the pipes keeping him alive for as long as possible. I mean, Aeon at this point just getting a bit too far ahead, specifically the Clint's now up to 3.6k gold. Probably going to go for that BKB to play it safe, but really, by the looks of it, maybe he doesn't even need it. Maybe he can just go for pure damage because he is looking unkillable. Can even get the Divine Rapier because he has got that Aegis.
Basically, what happened was basically he just waited for Leshrac to engage, then waited for ES to engage, and by then, like all the stun, like the first wave of spells were on cooldown. Clink says, you know, I've got 5-6 seconds just to deal an absolute shite load of damage because obviously he's gone for a straight damage build, Orchid, and then a Monkey King. But my God, does that hurt? And then he can disable a troublesome hero like a Power Stun on top of that, so he can go, you know what, I don't want to get stunned by DK, I'll just silence him, or I don't want to get stunned by Stern, I'll just silence him. So, and then, as you saw, he's got so much damage, he'll just dive into the fountain and wreck them because he can. Now, Darkseer has picked up a plate mail. I'm kind of expecting a Shivers, but it could be an Assault Curious if you wanted, but I am expecting a Shivers because I think it's a little bit more common from what I've seen so far on Darkseer's. But the Dire, Aeon looking so damn strong at the moment, taking at that bottom racks, and now I think they're just going to go again. And I mean, Clinks didn't even really have to worry about dying that fight because he was carrying that Aegis. Even if he'd gotten killed, it would have been back in 3 seconds, causing a load more damage.
Yeah, at this point, Aeon have such great control over the game. They can just use this Clinks. Clinks picking up a Demon Edge, and that to me says he is going to go for that Divine Rapier. Unless he wants to go for the Barrizer. He's probably just going to have the Demon Edge now, and if he still has the Aegis, by the time he can afford a Rapier, I think he's just going to buy a Rapier. If he dies before then, he may just decide, okay, I'll just go for the Barrizer, but either way, he's just doing too much damage for Ritter to be able to do anything.
Yes, I completely agree there. I'm just looking at Sven still, wow, Sven has had to like completely cut into his build. He's gone for survivability. He has not picked up this arcane boots. Like on the odd occasion we do see Sven, he's got a similar thing to ES. He's got like expensive builds he wants to spam, but he's got kind of this crummy mana pool. So you'll see like a Soul Ring or at least arcane boots or something on him. But in this case, he's gone, you know what, I need health. He's bought braces. DK with his Shadow Blade. Have they got a gem? No anti-invis tech there on Leshrac. He's just going to be annoying. He's going to chase DK away, or DK not even going to care. But there are reinforcements coming. The gem is on Darkseer, so he is vulnerable. Although Darkseer diving! Wait, what? Everybody just walking past everybody here. Is he invisible? What is Darkseer? No, there we go. Finally, Darkseer has been noticed. Everybody decided to stop walking past. Echo Slam, blink in and Echo Slam the Earthshaker. Windrunner is going to go down. Sven also in some trouble. Clinks is now on the show, as it looks like we've already lost Lena. And I think DK must have teleported out. The Stormbolt goes out from Sven, but he gets taken out as well. And I'm not completely sure. I mean, Darkseer was just like, hi guys, give everybody a high five as he runs past.
Once again though,
no fun.
I feel bad for King, acting as if he was a sacrificial lamb. King was the bait there, and he went down again, but he did set up a great team fight for his team. DK has the BKB up, but he can't really go in now. Please can just right-click him down.
I don't know what happened there, but still now DK into trouble. Has gone for the level 2 ult, has got the BKB up like you said, but you know, not much he can do. And they're just going to take this Rax, not even care. Leshrac is back once again, so she's running down the mid lane. They might just decide, to go with this mid lane. Have they? I think they've still got the Aegis. No, it is gone now. I think it just expired naturally. I don't think they've got to kill on Clinks. And actually, they're probably actually going to go on Rosh and then go again. Clinks, what has he got? He's got enough money. If he wanted a Rapier, he could buy it right now. In fact, they might do what you said. Go and get the Rosh, go and get the Aegis, and then go and pick up the Divine Rapier, or not even bother. I mean, I think they could honestly just push right now and end it, if they so desired.
Yeah, they probably could, but hey, they're not going to want to take any risks now. Pick up an Aegis as well as Divine Rapier. It's always fun, game at Divine Rapier, and then with that, there's pretty much no way Ritter can do anything to come back into this game. Yeah,
there's no doubt. If you knock him down, definitely stick the boot in. Don't take any chances. But now, I think Ritter have realised, okay, something's up. They're going to go for it. They've smoked up, actually. I don't think this is going to work particularly well. Have they killed... No, they've stopped, alright. I think they know the counter-attack is coming. ES just... Oh my god, that is not good. ES is about to go and pipe up from the die. Here comes the ES. He's got... Oh, he doesn't have Echo up, actually. As it looks like DK now getting beaten on by his own illusion. Down goes Lena already. Down goes Winner. And I think we're about to lose Sven as well. Crystal Maiden dropping the freezing fields. And I don't think Clink's barely got involved there. Drops to DK now. And DK, did he have his... Yeah, DK actually getting pummeled on by his level 3 ult. Could not reposition after that. Just got hammered by the slow from his Ice Dragon. As it looks like we're going to lose... we're going to lose this Roshan. They're going to lose the Aegis to Clinks. I think Clinks took it again. Yes, he took it again.
Yeah.
And a blink on Crystal Maiden just to rub it in. Another push down mid and take this. And Clinks, there is a Rapier.
Ritter will probably be calling GG any second now. Massive team fight from Aeon. They played this game so well from the start. They got the early lead. Ritter were not, despite the sort of 8-0 kill lead at one point, Ritter were not that far behind, but Aeon kept the momentum going in their favor, took down tower by tower, forced team fights once they got the blink on EF, used that Darkseer wall, as well as the combo with the Darkseer, the second Fissure, Leshrac stun, and they're looking really scary, and their game coming up against Myth, I mean, definitely going to be a highly contested one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw it out there, like, Aeon, they really did give, like, I mean, they gave Absolute Legends a run for it. It was looking sort of questionable, because, I mean, that was a pretty scary farm anti-mage that was getting up there, so I'm going to say Aeon are definitely a pretty good contender for this series, as it looks like, Sven getting caught out again, and everybody actually getting chased back into the fountain. DK trying to hold them off, but it's all over by the shade. The Mega Creeps are up and running. So I'm going to call it here now. Or then again, you know, I've had my premature G's before. No, it's over. It's got to be over. And then Anti-Mage coming out with the Ultra Heal going, get out of my house. As the Dire hell-bent.
Blinks will go down. He's got the Aegis, so he's going to respawn.
Stun,
DK,
though.
Is there a stun? Yes, there is. Loses the Rapier. DK going to...
Go, DK! It's in his... It's in...
Wait, it's on someone's stash?
Wait, it's in DK's stash. What?
It's on DK's stash.
Why is it in the stash? I don't know. They're called the GGs anyway, so...
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We've got it now.
Yeah, well played from Aeon, man. They look scary, and their game, Mith.trust, coming up next. One thing I have to tell you, which I haven't told you yet, is you need to stay in the game till the scoreboard shows up, else you get angry Ghosty Gamer style.
Oh, okay. As
well as some viewers like to see that scoreboard at the end, but it does help upload the VODs on Ghosty Gamers.
One of the things I hate is Blip TV sometimes will skip to, like, it will take the screenshot from like the last possible moment because it's lazy. And that, of course, is a scoreboard. So then I'm going to go through and try and find every single VOD that has done this to and put separate thumbnails over the top, because otherwise, obviously, a bit of a spoiler when you go in and it's giving you the thumbnail of the scoreboard and dire victory or something. So anyway, guys, you've had Ritter get beaten pretty soundly by Aeon. Of course, Divine Rapier Clings, dear God, is that scary. But I've got to say, Aeon, not taking too much away from Ritter. I mean, they started out pretty decent, but unfortunately, Aeon just proved to be way too coordinated, way too strong. I've got to say, the early game from that tri-lane was absolutely fantastic. Aeon not dropping the ball even once, I think, down there. But guys, thanks for watching. Of course, we will be back very shortly with Aeon versus Mith.trust, I believe.